best way to encourage business is to keep taxes low and to make sure that the budget is under check and overspending does not occur, and that probably counts more than just about anything else. How do you like that?
Well, I think it is important to keep taxes low, although I will tell you I haven't met a single business person in the course of the last 2 years nearly of campaigning who says that a 0.3% reduction in the income tax is going to create jobs. What people are telling you and what they are pointing to is an economic record in the current administration of 148,000 fewer jobs and 60,000 people who have left the Commonwealth, in many cases because of the high cost of housing, and an investment strategy from this administration which has created neither more affordable housing nor more jobs. Listen, businesses invest in places, in my experience, where the infrastructure is intact, where the roads and the bridges are well kept, where the schools are functioning, and we've been disinvesting in that infrastructure for some while. And I believe that we ought to postpone the income tax reduction and squeeze the efficiencies that I've identified already out of our current spending so that we can make those kinds of infrastructure investments.
She says, her campaign says that you are, the numbers that you're using starts from before Romney and Healy took over, and that if you take employment data that starts on January 2003, which is when he became governor, that actually they've created more than 3,000 jobs in Massachusetts since then.
That's a heck of a delta, isn't it? 148,000 jobs lost since the year before they took office, and now they're telling us it's a net 3,000 gain. And those facts will speak for themselves. But what I find is that every time the administration is called to account for its own record, there's some reason why it's somebody else's fault. It's somebody else's responsibility. Leadership is about taking responsibility, and Kerry Healy and Mitt Romney have not taken responsibility for the ways in which our economy is stagnant here in Massachusetts and in many sectors sliding backwards.
Kerry Healy said, was at a touring and charter school today, and she made the comment that she'd like to see all the cap completely removed entirely, and we know what she said in the debate as well, that all schools should be charter schools. What is wrong?
I didn't say that.
No,
she
did. I'm sorry. What's wrong with that in your view?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that she visited Match. It's a wonderful program. I visited it about a little bit more than a year ago. They do a lot of good things. One of the things they do is focus not just on creaming off the top from the district schools, but the kids who are really struggling in the district schools, and good for them. But I'm not interested in taking the public out of public education. I believe that the district schools and charter schools offer a reasonable range of choice for families. And what we ought to do is take the experience and the learning of the last 13 years with charters and with district schools and with ed reform generally, and build on it. I think that the time will come to remove or raise the cap for charter schools. I believe that. But I don't think we do that until we address the funding mechanism. And right now, the funding mechanism is not as strong as it could be for either district schools or charter schools.
She also said that she has spoken to her staff to make sure that the inmates in the orange suits, the volunteers in the orange suits that are pretending to be inmates will no longer be doing the destructive events that they do. So if you accept her, it's not quite an apology, but her edict.
Well, let's ask her. Have you been spoken to? Ask her. Listen. Leadership sets the tone. I certainly am not giving instructions on every action that is taken by every member of my campaign, but we set a tone, and that's my responsibility for where the line belongs. And I think that the behavior of some aspects of the Healy campaign and the way that tone has been set so that it's not clear that anybody thinks there are any lines is an indication of another gap in Kerry Healy's readiness to lead, and another reason why I think she's not ready for this job.
Some members of the 10-Point Coalition, Black Ministerial Alliance, other organizations are saying that this TV ad